Hello friends, so let's welcome to all of you. So today we will start like about the presentation topic is SAP. So what is SAP? SAP we will learn and how to do in this presentation like what is SAP and what are the uses of the SAP and in which company generally use the SAP and what are the benefits of the SAP implementations, failure of SAP modules and marketplace and all the information regarding the SAP we will understand it here. So what do we have in this presentation? Like if we start from the phase two, like SAP MM module, so material flow, you will be able to learn from this video. Production planning and control, how production planning and system environment and master production schedule, how we can schedule any master productions, and material requirement planning, how we can generate the material, like what is the planning of the schedule and bill of the material. We can check the cost and what is the bill purchasing if someone is getting in purchase any orders so that we can understand inventory management overview of the SAP. So let's start. What is SAP? SAP is SAP. Okay. So understand for the system application products in that data processing. We generally just use to understand and identify the SAP, which is an integrated business solution software come under enterprise resource planning, which is called the ERP. That is generally most important thing ERP should be aware, and which is generally used in the ERP for the SAP. Okay, so SAP introduction. Let's start. The SAP system is a collection of the software that perform standard business functions. It provides a complete solution to standard business requirements. Incorporates concept of the ERP and business processes planning into an integrated solution of our business application. The SAP, the company was founded in January in 1972 by five like ex IBM's engineers. Being incorporated in Germany, full name of the parent company is called the SAP AG, located in the Waldorf, Germany. World third largest independent software providers, it serves more than 10 million global customers worldwide in the more than 120 countries. Now, 7 to 20% top companies in their respective field have implemented SAP. So, how did we SAP evolve? So, you can see here the chart inventory control start from an material requirement planning. After that is going to the enterprise resource planning. And what is the this is the date which was invented 1960, 1980, 1990. After that, that company SAP R3 go to the products, which is finally go to the modules. Okay, there's a multiple modules are there. So SAP R3 versions, it's mean R means real time, 3 means tier. So real time three tiers are there, first, second, and third. In the first tier represent the tier. Okay, now in the second tier it's called the logical tier, logic tier. And the third tier, which is going to the data and it's implemented the data tier. It's called the data tier as well. And okay, SAP unique architecture. Presentations first and terminal process, SAP GUI. After that, it's go to the R3 application, dispatchers, and it's vice versa to the buffer work processes flow, the database. Okay, it's a start and go to end on the database and interchange information in the program. So reasons why a company implements SAP for better decision making, for strategic planning, for high system performance, to gain competitive advantage, to meet key business goals, to gain increased solution flexibility, enables a company to link its business functions, tier together and disparate business processes, enabling business change, replacement of an outdated inefficient IT architecture. Benefits from SAP. Simultaneously visible across whole enterprises, offer good understanding of the current situation of company, offer high security and info consistency. And to choose the best marketing strategy, offer it coordinates across the company, enables to focus attention on the core process. Growing companies need to work smart and move fast to be successful. Like you can see, SAP and multiple companies are associated with that, and it's going to work and growing their business as well. So failures of SAP like two major failures are first client's failure and second is the system failure. If we talk about the client failure, so what are the major point can be there. So incorrect application of the software, that might be the reason of the client failure. Poor analysis of the cost and benefit, that might be the issue. And lack of the trained personnel, and not enough system or probably computer to handle. So all these things measures that can be reason to fail in client failure. In the system failure, what are the reasons might be there? Localization of the software. Second, the customization for different accounting system and tax system, which changes from country to country. SAP is made for all range of the companies. Different suites are available for the different range of companies designed to safety satisfy the information needs for all business functions. Different modules selections for different areas of businesses, multi just base independent work for any on any operating system. What it makes to an implement is app. There are three major factors are there. First is very important cost, second is time frame, and third is hardware. So, in the general areas of the application of SAP, generally use the financial, human resource, customer relationship management, suppliers relationship management, product life cycles management, business intelligence, and supply chain management, which is most important is supply chain management. And module of or products of SAP, F1 financial accounting, CO controlling, and AM assessed management, PS project system, MM is called the material management, and this is the very important thing. MM it's generally a major part of this. QM quality management, PP production planning, as is sales of and distributions, PM plant maintenance, market of apps app. These generally include the contain the information like a manufacturing, chemicals, automotive, transportation, and tourism, consumer goods, government, public administrator, healthcare and hospitals as well, and education institute and research center as well. Okay, now we know the basic of the SAPs and how does SAP help me for a mechanical or production engineering in the industries. Okay, as a mechanical or production engineering areas where we apply for the PP production planning. If you are in a computer science background, that is very helpful to you as well. For MM material management, sales and distributions, plant maintenance and quality management. These are the major factors. Mm. So first, if we talk about the material management, this is most important and generally used for checking the materials, like how we can just use it cost effective and what are the total costs of the material and how we can manage the system and our environment for the industry. General overview the manufacturing industry, like start and work for the SAP from here. Like you can see in this structure, it's goes SAP goes to the admin, finance, purchase, stores, and production shops, maintenance, and R&D team, research and design. Okay, and the integrated supply chain. The product flow start and goes off to right and demands goes to left. Okay, first is the information flow go from the communication will be from financial control to human resource and human resource to financial control. It goes to the suppliers and vice versa with the purchasing and production, after then going to the distribution, after then retailing, and last point is flow to the customer. And customer also sends information to retails, distribution, products, purchasing, and supplies as well. Supply chain management, the delivery of the enhanced customer and economic value through the management of the flow of physical goods and associated information as well. Material management, as you can see, what are the information in the material generally used in the material flow of the material flow used to convert and raw material to finished good is material flow. Material management is a coordinating function responsible for planning and controlling the responsibility of planning and controlling materials flow. Its objectives are the flow as maximize the use of the farm resources, providing requirement of the labor and of the customer services as well. Material management is the generally used can for the reduced cost by the being ensure that right materials are in the right place at the right time and the resource of the company are properly used. There are several ways to classifying the flow of material. A very useful classification: manufacturing, planning and control, physical, supply and distribution. Manufacturing, planning and control. MPCS. Manufacturing planning and control is responsible for the planning and control of the flow of the materials through the manufacturing processes. The primary activities carried out mm, are as follow: production planning and implementation, control, inventory management, all of the three together for the great efficiency. Input needs of the MPCS: product description, product specification, go to the root sheet and operate the operation required, sequence of the operation, equipment necessities, and time required. For the product description, go to the bill of the materials. There are two components. First component is some sub assemblies. For the standard time needs, facility needed for centralized quantities to MRP. Material master, as you can see, basic purchasing MRP account, stock costing schedule, forecasting and evaluation quantity as well. For the BOM, bill of the materials and routing, standard cost estimate, making in-house sourcing, and outsourcing, goods issue tool, goods received, tool received, use network, rework and scrape. For the involved the all activities from the moving goods from the suppliers to customer activities are transportation, warehousing, package, materials handling, order entry. The balancing act priority versus capacity. Priority about the how many needs of the what we need and when we need it. Okay. And a marketplace establishment establishes priorities, manufacturing responsible to plan to meet requirements. And another is capacity, capability to produce goods and machinery, labor, material sources. Strategy business plan. So what the company wants to achieve in the near future, it's based on the long-term forecasting and including the participation of the marketing, finance, production, and engineering plans. Production plan, like there are the given following business plans and production management concerned with the following as the quantities of each production group that must be produced in each period, the desired inventory levels, the source of the equipment, labor, materials needed in each period, the availability of the resource needed. Production planners must devise a plan to satisfy market demand within the resources available to the company. This will involve determining the resource needed to meet market demand, comparing the result to the resource available, devising a plan to balance requirement and availability. Master production schedule. After the production planning, next step the master manufacturing planning and control the process to prepare a master production schedule. This is called the MPS as well. It forms the link between the production plan and the manufacturing will actually build. It's form the basic of the calculating the capacity and resource needed. The MPS drives materials requirement plan and a schedule of the item can be built. The MPS and bills of materials determines what components are needed to manufacturing and purchases. It keeps its priorities valid. The MPS is priority plans for the manufacturing. Production plan also included the schedules of the plan, how we can schedule and with what is the time and individual of the items and end item made by the company and assembled from the component and sub-components parts. These must be available in the right quantity at the right time to support master production schedule. The information needed to develop the MPS is provided by the production plan, forecast about for individual and items, actual orders received from the customer and stock replacement and inventory level of the individual and items, capacity, state, and the material requirement. MRP is planned to production and purchasing the component used to making the items as master production schedule. Materials requirement planning to the system used to avoid the missing parts. It establishes the schedule showing the components required at each level of the mm, assembly and based on the lead item calculates the time and when these components will need it. Okay, production plan, as you can see, master production schedule, MPS, material requirement plan, MRP goes to the two parts, purchasing and production activity control as well. The three inputs MRP from the first is the master production schedule, second is the inventory reports, and third is the bill of materials. Bill of materials, the bill of the material, one of the most important documents in the manufacturing company. Before we make something, we must know that the components are needed to make it. Okay, so to make any product list of components are needed is given by the POM, the American Production Inventory Control Society, APICS, define the bill of the materials as a listening as the listing of the sub-assemblies determine intermediate parts and raw material that go into the making the parents assembly showing the quantities of each required to make an assembly. The bill of the materials show the components that go into making the parents. It does not show the step or process used to make the parents or the components. Purchasing is the process of buying. Purchasing is responsible for placing order and to ensure the goods arrive on the time and correct place. It has made responsibility of locating resources and negotiating plans. Requisition the purchase fixed vendor quantity, quotations available, vendor select, release financial. These are the